Welcome back everybody. This is Trading with Gray, and in this video I will be breaking down Bitcoin, US30, gold, some pound USD, definitely Tesla, Nvidia, and maybe even Nasdaq, right? So without more to say, let's just hop right into this. Okay, we are going to come down to the weekly on Bitcoin, and first things I do notice is that this is our last type of support, right? We are in some type of overall uptrend. You can't see that, right? If you don't understand this, you know what? I'm going to go down and break it for you. Okay. The reason why we are in some type of uptrend is because you can see we are making higher highs and higher lows, right? These last points here are considered higher highs, and this right here could be a potential higher low. We do not know yet, so we are going to erase that, right? Our last official higher low point is going to be down here right now. That means Bitcoin has the opportunity to pull all the way back down over here before turning back up bullish, right? So overall we are very, very bullish, and this is the weekly. So each candle takes approximately 7 days to close. All right, with that being said, we will come on down now that we do know the trend is bullish, right? So we're going to put a little up arrow because we know the trend is bullish. Let's go down and see what we analyze, right? So I'm going to draw my support around here. I will turn this blue for y'all. All right, pull it down. And again, none of this has to be specifics, right? I don't care if you highlight the whole wick. I do not care if you highlight the whole body. I don't care if you do something like this right now. I won't trade like that. But at the end of the day, you are realizing that you are in some type of bull momentum and you want to capitalize on that, right? But for the sake of what we are doing, let's keep things a little more specific. Okay, so this is the weekly. We are now currently bullish, right? You can see, let me see. This candle here, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. So as of right now, we are pushing about almost a month of bull action. Would I go against that? Not at the moment, right? So let's hop on down to the daily and see if we can find some type of if we are bull on the weekly, we want to keep that momentum. Now, if you do come down to the 1 hour, 4 hour, or even 30 minutes trend, you will see the trend change. You will see a downtrend, you will see sideways, you'll see it go bull, back to bear. You'll see a lot of different things. This is one of the reasons why I stay on the higher time frames, because throughout the month, I only am looking for one bias. So for the month, if I am bullish, then that means for the month, I will look for some type of bull continuations to stay with that trend, right? Now, this is key. Most traders tend to fail when they have too many biases, right? Throughout the 4 weeks of a month, let's say the opening week, you are bull, then you decide to say bear, then bull, then bear. Now, when you come back into the market, you are totally lost because you are going to say, oh no, what happened? I thought trend was bullish. Now it's bearish. Let's get back in a sell. Let's get back in a buy. And you can see how that will deteriorate your account over time, right? It will hinder your mindset of what will actually happen in the market. You will start to doubt yourself when you take too many losses or when you try to decide where trend is going. That's why it's easier to stay on the higher time frames, stick with a bias, and trade that bias, right? It's 50-50. If you think trend is going to come down, that's 50% chance. If you think it's going to go up, that's another 50% chance. Now, if you want to catch or decide where trend is going to go, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's 5 days of you trying to catch the trend, right? Your probabilities of actually winning a high probability trade is going to get slimmer. Okay, with that being said, let's hop into this. Now, I do know Bitcoin is bull, right? It's very, very bullish, but that does not mean price will come on down in the time, right? Or in the days or in the weeks, right? So let's see what we can find, or where we can find that bull continuation. All right, so let's hop in there, right? First thing I can automatically tell you is that we do have some type of sellers / buyers in this area. If you want to ask me why, come over here to the left, right? Price left us some wicks here, come on over, price hit here, tapped in here, here, and you get the gist of things, right? Now here, price decided to break down, come back, retest this area multiple times, failed to even retest. Now here, price did decide to break out of our resistance. Now we want to see if this can hold as support, right? If price can continue to bounce along here, create some type of stability or support, we will see price continue on up. Now that does not mean price is going to come all the way up here to 122,000, right? We have to break levels. There's levels to this, right? We have to break this level first, this area here first, this resistance here, all the way through all of this price action, right? This is why this is price action trading. So when price does decide to come bullish, our next area we want to see price break is going to be this resistance area up here that I will label in a light red, right? So when price does decide to bounce on up, our first take profit area will be up here in this area at around $104,000. Okay, so this is the outlook we are looking for. This is on the daily, so it will take some time for this to build up. Okay, now it is up to you to determine where price will come on back or the buying signal that you want to take, right? Many new traders or many traders out there will look at this and go ahead and take a buy and have no stop loss, right? If you decide to take a buy, then obviously you're just right. And that's not what we do. Okay. So we want to be a little bit more specific than that, right? So what I would be looking for is if price can give us some type of pullback to tap into this area over here. You can see this is where our last wicks are. So this was resistance, now broken as support. So I want to see if price can hold and bounce off in this area. Okay. If not, let me see. If not, I do believe price has the potential to pull on back even deeper. Now, what does that mean? That means you want to be careful because even over here on these wicks here, I would like to pull this all the way across, and that is still resistance broken now, could be used as some type of support, right? Because many of the times you see price break above, give us some type of deeper pullback, and then that will give you some type of signal thinking price would come down, and then you'll see price take off, right? At the end of the day, we are what? Bullish. So I do not care about price breaking lower. I care about looking for my bull continuation plays, right? So these are some areas that I would like to stay, or I would like to stay alert if price decides to come down, right? Okay, so that is it for Bitcoin. It's really simple. It looks confusing, but the more and more you spend on the charts, the more and more you take trades, the more time you come on here, you will see the same patterns play out. Now, things do get a little tricky at times, but overall, the bias and the structure of how price is always the same. So if price, like I said, can give us some type of pullback to one of these areas, we may potentially look for some type of buying opportunity to what? Take price back on up. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's going to come all the way up there because we do have to break our highs, right? And right here. Okay, so there you go. Now, US30. I did mark this up last time with my members, but I will delete this and go over it with y'all again, okay? Delete this. The weekly. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so overall, you can see we are what? Same thing like Bitcoin. We are very bullish, but as of right now, we are taking some type of economic hit, which is why we are printing bearish, okay? That does not mean to look for sales. That does not mean to look for buys. We are just analyzing our chart to potentially see what may happen coming on up, okay? I can see we are and do have some type of buying pressure or support in this area. So from here, we will look for a potential buying opportunity, right? Or potential bull continuations. Okay, with that being said, we have went down to the daily to look for our specific area where a bull continuation could potentially happen, right? So next thing you want to do is mark off your support, your broken resistance, or even just your resistance, right? Now we do know where we are in some type of bull trend. So let's look to see where price may potentially come back to give us that bull continuation, right? Support here, broken here, support, and then all of this come back, broke, came back up. Now we are here, right, at support. So if price can give us some type of pullback, maybe even here, you could see price then go on up, right? But like I said, you want to be careful, because if price does start trending upwards, we have to do what? We have to break levels right now. What that means, we want to break this resistance area here. I'm gonna put that in red. And then when price breaks that, we're gonna have to break these resistance areas up here and even onward, right? It's the only way that price will continue on bullish is if we break these levels. If we don't break these levels, then price will obviously come on down, right? So as of right now, when price does give us some type of pullback to this area, if we do find a buying opportunity, price starts to trend on up, be careful, right? Because many traders get blindsided. They think, oh, this is it, this is the bottom, we're gonna go all the way to the moon. But then price gets stopped here at this resistance, and traders fail to see the rejection in this area that pushes price back on down, right? You become blindsided. Okay, gold. Now gold, I'm not going to erase this. It just looks too beautiful. I drew this up, I don't even know, a month ago, maybe even in February, and you can see how the bull played out perfectly. Look at this bull run, and ever since then, price has not stopped, right? That was a perfect, beautiful entry. Now, what is it that we can do next with the gold? I personally would not want to sell this or go against this type of bull momentum, but I would rather look for some type of bull continuation so I can enter in on that trend right now. Obviously, I don't know if price is going to give me this type of deep pullback, but if price does or can come back or pull back to this area here, I would like to see price reject and continue on up. Okay, that one's pretty simple. I don't have to go down to the 4 hour when price is not even near my zone, right? It's simple. If I go down to look the 1 hour, boom, things look different, right? We could be in a downtrend. We could be forming some type of bull pennant, some bull flag, looking for some type of bull breakout, etc. Right? It just gets confusing, right? So come back over here to the daily, and boom, this is where we're at. I am going to be patient, and I am going to wait for price to give me some type of pullback to one of my areas before I even decide to go down to the lower time frame and look for an entry. Many people right now will say, oh, well, if I'm expecting price to come back down here, let me go in and look for my sell signal. No, that's not how it works. Okay, now come over here on Tesla and things get a little different. If you do know how to trade price action, you can take that onto any type of asset and trade. This isn't just one type fits one specific. You don't just learn how to trade just crypto. It all works the exact same way. But if you do come over here to Tesla, I did draw this up with one of my mentees the other day or a couple weeks ago. And you can see it is playing out very well, just how we planned. We did say that if price came down here in this area, we would want to see if it could break on down to continue lower, or if price decides to come up on here, we want to see if price is going to break out to continue on up. Now you can see we are just in this range, which is why we are waiting for one of these areas to break on out, right? I'm not trying to predict the market. I'm not trying to say, hey, this was the low and this is going to come all the way up here. I'm not trying to say, hey, this is the top and we're going to come on down here. I am trying to see where price wants to go next by letting it show me the next moves. And that is waiting for price to either break on up, down, give me a retest to go on up, or break on down, give me the retest to continue on down. Now, NVIDIA is the same way as Tesla. I drew this up and you can see where we are. Let me delete some of this so you can see. Okay, so overall on NVIDIA, right? Price is breaking back above my support area that I drew up. So I do want to see if price will maintain or build structure here to continue on up to our next resistance area, or if these highs here are going to hold and price is going to continue on down. Now, if we do get some type of push on down, I want to see a retest in this area to take price on down, right? Simple. And if price does come on down, I want to see if we can tap this area here first and then ultimately this area. All right, now finally NASDAQ. Okay, let's come over here to the weekly time frame and see what we are seeing. All right, first thing I do want to go over now is this candle right here, right? This last printed candle is, well, all of these are weekly, right? So that means this bull candle here took 7 days to make. Does that mean coming into this week, price is going to turn around and just come bearish? No, right? It's going to take some time for price to break this bull candle. So with that being said, it's simple. I want to look for some type of buying opportunity or bull continuation, right? Let's come on down to the daily and see what we are left with. Okay, one, we are pressing on a little bit lower, so you do want to be careful with that. But overall, the trend is what? Up. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm gonna throw that up there. Now, there isn't really much data that lets me know that price will come back to a support area, right? I mean, we could draw it up here. All right, we'll leave it there. Okay, so if overall price can give me some type of pullback to some support area, build structure, reject, then I would look to take price on ultimately up. Now, like I said, I don't know where that pullback will come in. We just have to be patient, right? Majority of people will do something like this and get their accounts blown. They will see that we have been printing bullish and they will want to try to catch this buy up in this area. The problem with that is in price action, where do you take a buying opportunity, right? Are you going to take buying opportunities at the top? No, you're going to wait for price to pull back and give you structure before you take a buying position. You want to take a buying position at a higher low, not a higher high. Right now, if this is going to give us another bull continuation, right now this is considering a higher high. We don't take buying positions at the top, right? Wait for some type of pullback, price to give you that next structure piece. Boom, now we are assuming that this is the higher low, this is a higher high, and this is your next higher low opportunity for an entry, right? So that is what we're going to wait for. Now, this is pretty simple, as I have been doing this for 10 years now. If you want to learn how I find these opportunities in the market, DM me now and we can get you onboarded to learn just like this.